The college basketball experience preview and picks episode for Monday, November 11th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up, and when you do, sign up with the promo code TCE SGPN. You get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. Start crushing college football and the NFL and college hoops with Rhythm. Get your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm.
Hey, this is Derek Stevens, owner of Circa Las Vegas. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview picks. Happy Veterans Day to all the vets out there. YouTube.com/the college experience. Hit that like and subscribe button to everyone, not just the vets. Happy Veterans Day. Appreciate everyone out there that provides me the freedom to have a few cocktails and bullshit and have fun picking games. You know, it's honestly, it's fantastic, you know, and we're grateful that we have people protecting our freedoms. And it's fantastic. And shout out if you've ever served anything. All right, let's go. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, that's fair. My name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, a.k.a. Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
I'm probably drinking too much and celebrating too much and not sleeping. Would have killed a normal man, but no, that's gone. The medical advice I got from that was like being hit by lightning. Pretend it never happened and get on with your life.
Oh, yeah. We are here. I got a San Jose State Hawaii game on right now that I'm sweating. Sparty plus 5.5. That's when you know times are good, when you get that Hawaii game going on. They call this the Rainbow Classic. I am joined, and I know you guys must have missed this music last night. I am joined by my co-host. He is also the host of the Ryan and Rush Show in the Big 12 College Experience. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin, Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. We are finally 1 week in, getting a little bit of more sample size on some of these teams. And, yes, we should always have a 10 o'clock Sunday game. Let's go Hawaii and San Jose.
Mac tonight. Come on, make it Mac tonight. We are also joined by third man in the booth. He's got a Carolina Panthers hat on, I think, right now. Give it up for the host of the College Baseball Experience. He's also the man behind the boards on the College Basketball and College Football Experience. The great LeBaron driving son of a gun, Noah Bieniek. How you doing, brother?
What's going on, guys? If you asked me probably an hour ago, I would have had a different answer. If you ask me in 30 seconds and this kick doesn't go in, I'll probably have a different answer. We have 2 seconds left in this Lions game, and we have a game-winning kick. This would be the first time in NFL history since 1970 that a team would throw 5 interceptions and would come back and win a game outright. So we're going to see what happens in this game here, but college basketball today was pretty good.
I was going to say,
I'm not a fan of the slates without any games from 7 o'clock to 10 o'clock, but yeah.
Fair.
Wait, why is that?
I would like some games. Oh
he
my
God. He games the entire day because there was like a random break after that 5 o'clock.
Yeah, there was no games.
And then they waited all the way till 10 o'clock.
The Lions just won, so my mood is amazing.
Oh, there you go. which is I almost went to that game. Me and NC Nick were in talks, didn't go. But yeah, shout out to your Detroit Lions there, despite how shitty the NFL is. Folks, yes, want to tell you that we are grateful that you're tuning into the college basketball experience. You can head over to Spotify and give us a 5-star rating. Only you can help prevent corporate gambling from taking over. All right, guys, it's good to be back. Actually, before I get into the games,
the 5-star rating and reviews on Spotify have been working. We're very grateful. Top 50 globally in sports. So that's good. Thank you guys very much. We're appreciative.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Top 50. I got a soundbite for that.
Well, I don't get bring the head cold.
We should be top 5 though, guys. Let's get it going. But hold on, I want to before I got to break something here. Shout out to Matthew Welch. Love your work from Sydney, Australia. Let's go. Anyone out there? So I'm driving back today. I was in the past for like 5 days. I was in South Carolina there. Obviously, I went to the Coastal Carolina game. I am now back in the great state of North Carolina, and while I was driving. And I'm hoping someone might be able to help me out with this.
Please don't tell me you saw a monkey.
Oh, no, I did not. But there's more to be. You know what? Maybe they morphed.
Oh, God.
Maybe they fucking morphed. I'm going to just. So I was driving myself, my wife, and, I went cross country recently. And there was 2 instances. There was one I was on 95. Coming out of Tallahassee, Florida, probably somewhere entering South Carolina, where a dog was on the side of the road. I tried to get out of the car and grab the dog. He ran into the forest. Right? My wife actually tried to do that than me. So that happened, and then it happened kind of again. Well, we were on the way back today. And I was able to rescue 2 dogs on the road today. So I am looking for homes, but I'm saying I need to, if you could send me a DM on Twitter at @TheColbyD. If you know a place, I don't like a no-kill shelter. I would love to take these 2 dogs in, but I already have a dog, a cat, and a newborn. So look, I'm going to show you. That's one from my house right now. There's my boxes. You can see the second one there. As well. And hang on, let me see if I can quickly pull that up. But I found these guys on the middle of a busy ass freeway today. And there was actually a couple others that I could not grab, all in the middle of this, freeway. Here's another that I grabbed right there. That's the second one.
Damn.
If anybody know, dude, there was honestly, if I had to guess, I could be bullshitting you here, but I'm going to say 6 dogs on the road at one time.
Those are good looking dogs too.
That's what I'm saying, man. Well, we cleaned them up a little bit, but like that collar and shit, that's mine. You know what I mean? But we are looking for a home for them, and we don't want to take them. Like, one of the things someone recommended me was a place here in North Carolina, but I believe it's after a certain amount of days, it's a kill shelter. So I'm looking for someone that either preferably that someone in North Carolina that wants a dog, or B, can you recommend a place, or if someone knows somebody at a place that has a connect, so we can find a home. And I want to track this down to make sure we can get these guys a nice home. Please, if you can, I'm on Twitter at @TheColbyD, and yeah, let's go. All right, back to games. Today, I'll be honest, the dog exercise, it took about an hour of my day while I was driving back, just to get the dogs in the car, 2 of them. It took like 45 minutes for me to get their trust while cars were going by. So I didn't get to watch a lot of the action that I thought I was going to get to. I did get eyes on a few games earlier. Let's get into it. Wisconsin blew out Appalachian State 87-56. I was on the Badgers. What'd you do here, Mac?
I was on App State, man. Wisconsin looked good today. They made some shots. They blew that thing open big time at the end of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand the logic of taking App too. I don't know. Bieniek, what'd you do in this one?
I laid it with Wisconsin. Just not a huge fan of what Kearns had coming back. They lost quite a bit of production from last year's Sun Belt championship team in the regular season. And Wisconsin, at least, never really showed any doubt in losing against Montana State. I caught a good bit of that game with my one bet the other day. So I was like, I'll lay it with the Badgers here.
There we go. That's probably the best Wisconsin looked all year, right?
By far. And I thought it'd be a little bit of a look ahead with Arizona on deck, but they were locked in after kind of being sluggish against Montana State on Friday or Thursday, whichever day it was.
Yeah.
I will say they did get out rebounded, but
Indiana bodied EIU, even though they were losing at halftime.
How did they cover this game?
Unfucking believable.
This is so frustrating. This was my favorite lock of the day. They were winning at halftime, and they got the doors blown off them in the second half. It doesn't make any sense.
I was thinking about Noah the entire time watching that because we locked battle. I took Indiana, and I just did it. I thought that they were going to kill EIU because EIU's terrible. I know Marty Simmons played at Indiana for Bob Knight, and it was like his Super Bowl. But I was busting Noah's balls that he was just locking against Indiana because they had lost them in football the day before. But dude, EIU was fucking winning at half. I was like, God damn, I ain't covering this game. And then, holy shit, the wheels fell off for EIU.
Dude, I will say this. I caught a little bit of this one, and I feel pretty good about my fading Indiana for the season. I know it's early.
Yeah.
I don't know about Mike Woodson. Still.
Yeah, I don't know about Woodson, but I think there's plenty of talent on this team. Like, they're going to be one of the most talented teams on the floor night in and night out. The coaching is going to hold them back, but I don't think they're a total fade. I still think they're an NCAA.
I agree. I mean, I agree. I don't think they're a total fade, but I just don't think I think on paper they probably have the most talented roster in the Big Ten, and I don't know that will show up when it comes, late February. Moving along, Michigan Wake Forest was a heater. Me and NC Nick were gonna go to this game. Instead, I'm chasing fucking animals. Fucking pet detective style, not bet detective style. Maybe he does too. Subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs podcast. This game was a wild one from what I understand. I caught majority of the first half. I did not catch the end, but NC Nick was letting me know that this was a damn good game. Wake escapes. It covers for me. 72-70 against the Wolverines. Mac, your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, Wake was my favorite play of the day. I just think that they were older in terms of Steve Forbes in his 5th or 6th year versus Dusty May the second game. But, I mean, I walked away. Michigan's good. I think that these are two – I wouldn't call them bubble teams, but I think they're just on the inside. But, like, if they do happen to be on the bubble, this is a really good tiebreaker game potentially for Wake Forest. So, a much-needed win, a much-needed resume win for a team that has been on the wrong side of the bubble back-to-back years now.
Bieniek, I know your boys. You're a big Michigan fan, and those are your boys. But is there positives that you saw today despite the loss?
Yeah, I would say the positive is that I was looking for a little bit of a challenge for this team to see if they were competent defensively, and I think I saw that. Like, I was relatively, satisfied with what I saw on the defensive end. But I also thought that overall this game was a little sloppy. I thought both teams were running at a breakneck pace that honestly it didn't make for the cleanest game because both teams were just trying to get down the floor as fast as possible. And I do think that Michigan had their chances to win this game. Unfortunately, the ball just didn't bounce their way on a few occasions. And Wake Forest, grabbed the lead in the middle of the second half and didn't look back. And I told Mac last night, like, This game was scheduled as a charity game it was called like Cancer Cures or something like that. And the main cause of focus was Forbes' wife. So I was like, Wake Forest isn't losing this game. So I thought it was a scheduled loss going in. My expectations haven't really changed for Michigan. If anything, I would give them a little bit of a bump in my power ratings just because I think I was impressed defensively, satisfied.
All right. After that, we go to the likes of SEMO and Vanderbilt. I took SEMO in the 27, I think it was.
Well, it was ridiculous.
Crazy.
I mean, I understand Diego Pavi is on campus, but I mean,
This is a lot.
a little bit of an overreaction here. Vandy wins by 9. SEMO gets the cover. Your thoughts on the Commodores getting the win and SEMO battling tough with them? I mean, at the half, this was a 2-point lead for Vandy.
Yeah, this has been a kind of a trend that these year one head coaches, whether it's DeVries, Byington, May, Kelsey, it's a little bit of a letdown in game 2 after getting up for that opener, where your first game and all in for that first game to get off to a good start. So yeah, them laying 27. I mean, come on, what are they? Kentucky or Alabama now and Auburn? I mean, come on, this is Vanderbilt still. They're not bad. Jesus.
Yeah. Shout out to AZ Salt River Rat, who goes, always thought the lemon-headed communist pussy was the Chris Farley bit. Finally saw the City Hall video. No, that is, yes. Thank you. And you must be having a great day since you got to see that. David Thompson, Charlotte City Council. Thank me later. Bieniek, your thoughts on the Doors taking down SEMO?
Yeah. I mean, I was in the same boat, way too many points for Vandy. And BJ Ward's kind of a dude. He trained 6 threes in this one. So, yeah, that was kind of what I took away from this one. So.
Fucking Hawaii.
Fucking San Jose's a joke.
I know. They're up the whole game. The Hawaii's up 11 right now. Getting 5.5. We're cooked. It's a losing night.
I had the Bows.
0-3 for Tim Miles.
Yeah, Tim Miles
back from the dead in the NFL and college basketball.
I gotta hit him up and give him these dogs, so he can go home and have that Coors Light and pet his dog. I did cash on this, and I cashed on the money line, and I'm loving it. North Florida taking down them Yellow Jackets of Georgia Tech, 105-93. Yeah, these Ospreys. You want to give them the national championship now, or should we wait a couple weeks? I mean, months.
They made my top 25 on my graphic I put out. They
should.
They got 2 bye game wins. I mean, Jesus Christ!
Yeah. There's no other team in the country that has 2 road wins against power conference teams.
I know. I mean, what a week for Matt Driscoll and company. And he said when we had him on earlier in the summer, we're going to be young, but we're going to be good. Shit, they're good right now. I mean, winning at Georgia
Josiah
Tech.
Miles, I think his name is Josiah Miles. Dog. All right. This is, dude, I just love fading Georgia Tech when they're not Georgia Tech. When they play Duke, you want to take Georgia Tech. When they play Carolina, you want to take Georgia Tech. Right. But when they're playing, Mississippi School of Girls or whatever it was the other night, you have to take, that's not, I'm not calling you girls, North Florida. I'm just saying, they just don't focus on these. Gus is saying he's Kenny Payne 2.0. Yeah, nice win there. Yeah. 12
and
point
North
win.
Florida didn't even really rein in their bunch of threes that you normally can count from the Ospreys too. They kind of just out physical Georgia Tech, and that was something that I didn't have expected coming.
Yeah. I mean, they're playing good ball, man. I've been on them on all of these, man. So shout out to EO, by the way, who went to the Gonzaga Arizona State game, and it was awesome. Nothing like catching college. Look, I love everyone to catch the show, but the best part about the show is you can play it whenever. Nothing like going to a college basketball game. I would urge you, or a college football game, whatever, college baseball. There's nothing like it to me. If you get a chance highly recommend. And maybe you live in an area where you haven't gone out and checked your local team, or one of your, maybe it's a smaller school, maybe it's a bigger school. I don't know. Get out there. I'm telling you, nothing like the live experience.
Yeah, and I'll add two things to this. One on that statement and the one on the game that we were talking about. College basketball is great because there's a bunch of different levels of it. And if there's a local D1 team close to you, the tickets are cheap. Like, if you're not going to like some big power conference game, all levels of D1 college basketball are great. There are a bunch of different styles that teams play, and you could be sitting 10 rows up and it's $15. Like, it's a great family atmosphere, one, and it's affordable too.
Yeah.
So great stuff.
I mean, it's really, I mean, you could just, to me, it's an affordable ticket, and you're getting the purest form of the sport, in my opinion. What were you gonna say about this game?
I will add, I mentioned that like they out physical the Yellow Jackets, in my opinion. Another freshman big man, Josh Harris, down low, had a day. What was it? 22 points, and he was 8 of 10 down there near the paint. So, I mean, Georgia Tech, that's not impressive. I don't know if I'm lack of better word, but yeah, whatever.
Yeah. Shout out to Chad G, great guy. Known Chad for a while here. He goes, man, if Noah talked about TCE like he talked about going to a college basketball game,
sell the product, Noah.
He's the opposite of that. He's a shitty show. I guess. Hey, Noah, you want to do the show? I guess I'll do it. I got nothing else to do in this fucking basement. Do this shitty show. You know what I mean? Hop on the microphone. Tonight he's got a pep in his step because his little Detroit Lions won.
Yeah.
It was just the way that they won. I don't really care about the NFL. It's just the best they've ever been in my life. And forget my lifetime, but it's like my dad's lifetime, my grandpa's lifetime. So yeah.
Yeah. Back when they were a cool football team, when they actually played outdoors. I get it.
They haven't played outdoors in like 70 years.
No, 1970s, man.
Pontiac Silverdome and
I know
Ford
that
Field
shit
have been like both eras that I know.
You ever wonder why they're not winning? Circle right there.
It's really easy to forget past eras when the two have just been so shitty.
You took away your home field advantage. I mean, come on. You know who didn't take away their home field advantage or their home court advantage? The Detroit Mercy Hospital. All right. My boys in overtime. I'm bullshitting. I took Niagara, but I didn't bet this. I didn't bet this game, but I'm just saying I like watching Detroit win. All right. Bieniek, fix your Michigan rankings because Detroit is moving up.
Oh no. Niagara's dog shit too.
2-0, baby. 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0 is 2-0. All right. Did you get eyes on this, Mac?
Oh yeah, they're 2-0.
They ain't 2-0. They got ran by
ATS 2-0. ATS 2-0.
They played 3 games, but sure, ATS 2-0 because they didn't have a game. They didn't have the line for Cleary.
Mac, why is Detroit? Why is it that they've turned a corner? And will Michigan be man enough to schedule them?
They are improved. I mean, they have a much better coach. That was the main thing. Getting Mark Montgomery in there. Niagara should have won this game. They were up double digits. They were winning the entire game, and then they blew it down the stretch. Detroit, though, Hospital 2-1, 2-1, baby. They already got more wins this year than last year.
Yeah. Gotta love that. Shout out to Nicholas Greenwald giving us $10. Respect the Hospital.
$20.
Let's go. And shout out to Bet Boy Tony C. It says the last time the Lions were worth the shit, the Redskins beat them by 30 in the NFC Championship. Oh, that's right. What I remember, right? Yeah, damn right. Hail to the Redskins. Let's go.
91.
I did cash on this.
I took Drake. Brother Wolf Animal Shelter in Asheville. Kevin, the singing car guy.
Kevin, I appreciate that, but that's like a 3.5 hour drive from me or 4 hour. Do you have anything in the Raleigh, Durham, or Charlotte area? I would appreciate it. Anything in between that too.
In the triangle.
I mean, I'm not opposed to doing that if all else fails, but I'm saying that shit's a hike. and there's a chance I might just keep these guys. If no one comes forward, I'm not going to turn them into a kill shelter. They'll be mine. It's just my house will be even more chaotic than it already is. So, yeah.
Colby enjoys that though. He enjoys that chaos.
Oh yeah.
It.
I love dogs, man. I love dogs.
Who doesn't?
They're the. Yeah. I mean, I could name some people that might not. But Drake 66, Stephen F. Austin 51. I did cash on these Drake Bulldogs despite have a losing day. This in North Florida were my, of course they lose by 11. San Jose State, that's final now. But Drake looked good. I mean, considering, brand new, coach heads out, coach comes in, Stephen F. Austin. What happened? This program used to be, they fell off a little bit, man. They fell off a little bit. Mac, your thoughts?
I think I'm impressed with Drake. I like McCollum. I like the hire. That's a good win, man. That's a really good win over. I don't think Stephen F's bad. No, but I think Drake should be a contender.
Yeah, Drake brought over 4 starters from that Northwest Missouri team under Bed McCollum, and they're all seniors, juniors in the backcourt. That was a really good team, a really good program, and McCollum looks like he's not going to stop chugging along here at Drake. I think that was a great landing spot for him. And I'm not taking anything away from Stephen F. Austin here. I think they're still one of the top 3 teams in the Southland this season too.
I'm just saying they were rolling so much a couple years ago. Like they fell off from like 5-6 years ago to me.
Well, that's what happens when you leave the conference that you were rolling in.
Yeah.
Now they're back.
Yeah, back home.
They're a top 4 team in the Southland, or top 3, maybe 2, but I mean they're not close to McNeese.
Socrates in the chat's asking if we found the monkeys. I was searching for them. I'm looking for updates. If anyone has updates, also I'll take that on Twitter at the Colby D as well. If you get on over there, the monkeys, I'm sure they're up to something. As far as I know, they haven't been caught. So we should be terrified. It's definitely bleak times in human history until they're caught, right? Anyway, at the Colby D, if you run into any monkey sightings along anywhere, really, because by now I think they could have gone pretty far. I know there's no subway system in South Carolina. They could catch an Amtrak though, or one of those freights. They could catch a freight. They could be up by Michigan. A lot of people were thinking, Noah, the night you missed that the monkeys could have gotten to Michigan. I said easily. Right now, by this point, it's almost like the fucking bat soup in China. You know what I mean? Like it's people across the world probably are experiencing monkeys.
It's like the whole alien story. All of a sudden, nobody talks about them once everybody claims that they landed or whatever.
Yeah.
Just get swept under the rug.
You believe in aliens, buddy?
I haven't seen an alien to believe it. So,
but in theory, do you think they're out there?
I think there's other living forms of life on other planets or whatever, for sure.
And that would define an alien, right? That would define an alien, right?
I wouldn't call them alien. It would be like they're native to their land. If they come to our land, then they're probably labeled as an alien.
You should run for you should be in politics with that answer. But
I told him that a while ago. He's governor.
Just walking that tightrope. I would not call them aliens until they blow us up. But
then they're terrorists.
Let's go, Noah.
Then they're terrorists if they blow us up.
Yeah, I'm a big alien believer. I've been to Roswell.
The conspiracy theory experience from David Matola.
Yes, we should do that. I got some good ones.
Oh boy,
I got some really good ones. When I first moved to LA, I would get off. I was bartending at the time, and I would a lot of times I would get off so late that the subway was closed and I didn't have a car, so I would take a cab. The cab drivers in LA back in the day, I think now it's changed a little bit.
Simon,
You can-
imagine somebody climbing rock or mountain and somebody's holding onto your feet, because that's Colby. And Simon says Noah trying not to get dragged into a conversation unrelated to college basketball is funny.
I'm just saying that your cab drivers know the truth. I believe cab drivers know what really happened. Remember that plane that went missing in like Australia?
Yeah, the Malaysian plane.
Yeah, it was somewhere around Australia over there. That a great cab driver story was I was taking a cab to downtown LA, and the guy told me that they had the cure to cancer on that. That's why do you think they never found it? He goes, I could throw my phone in the fucking Pacific Ocean off the Santa Monica Pier, and I could go home to my laptop and I could find that damn phone. But now we got some expensive ass airplane, right? And you know they had some important people in that shit, right? And I was like, yes. I almost wanted to just say like, dude, let's keep driving. Let's go to fucking TJ, right? Let's go. But yeah, they still haven't found that plane really, right? Just a wreckage, which could be anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, Mac, where are you at with the aliens?
Yeah, they're out there.
Oh yeah,
They're out there. Yeah.
Why is there not a college mascot like the aliens?
The Billiken looks like an alien.
The Billiken actually could be.
They don't want to offend the aliens.
Yeah.
Someone should start a college called the Aliens. Like one of these teams that's a Bulldogs or Wildcats should just go out on a limb. I mean, shit, we have dinosaurs and stuff. Toronto Raptors and like the UAB Blazers. Why not get an alien going? It's things I think about late at night.
We've got Griffins too.
Seattle,
like the Canisius Golden Griffins. Griffins are mythology creature.
There should be an alien out there. The Saucers. That's a great name, Channing. The Flying Saucers? Are you kidding me? That sounds like a minor league baseball team name. But it would be fantastic. It would be fantastic if we had the just take we could take one of these schools. Like what's a Bulldogs on like the UNC Asheville's the Bulldogs for some reason, right? And they should just be the Flying Saucers. So UNC Asheville Flying Saucers. Let's go with it.
UNC Asheville just catches the most random stray in the show.
Is that a bad thing to be called the Saucers? Yeah, and everyone. Simon's right. You call it the sauce. I'm gonna go catch the sauce if you're hanging out in town.
It has to be like a party school. That way you can go get sauced, and like that is perfect. That is perfect. This is why every college administrator should be calling 1-800-PICK-DUNDEE. We got the blueprint. All right, we got the blueprint. Give me the Flying Saucers. Let's go. They say we're a college basketball show. The golf course, Binghamton, went down to old Coral Gables, and damn if they didn't cover. Unbelievable here. Yeah, fuck Miami. I was on Miami too. It was one of my losses.
Not cover that.
Your thoughts, Bieniek, on Nigel Pack and the Hurricanes having a big day, but not covering against the golf course.
I don't know. That's my thought. Like, not big enough. Penn State put up 100 on Binghamton. I'm disappointed.
I'm disappointed in myself because I had this vision of locking up St. Francis, and I didn't do it. I almost pulled the trigger on this, man. I had this thing ready to go, and I didn't bet it. And they won outright in Bowie's Creek against the Campbell Camels, which, by the way, I don't believe there's any camels in North Carolina. Perfect. I actually like their name being the Camels because no one else uses it.
It rolls
so I don't want
too, like the Camels.
Yeah. And like I don't want them to be the one to be the Saucers, but I do think there's a lot of eligible candidates.
Pick one of the 3 Tigers teams from the SWAC. Or the 3 Owls teams from the AAC.
It's got to be like a newer school. Like SWAC's got history. Their logos are fire. It's got to be, yes. Like you get these newer schools that pop
they got
up.
Vaqueros. They're great.
I'm just saying, give me a newer school. All right.
Mercy
I'm just saying, there's
the Lakers. Go to the aliens.
Yeah, I like that. Cracky the cocaine bear in the chat says, I once rode a camel in North Carolina, but that might have just been the Molly I was on. Fantastic. That's a big win for St. Francis. They've been a darling of mine. This is why I'm mad that I didn't bet them. I took them against Clemson and they covered. They went out right as pretty big dogs, man. That's a good win for the program. I think they're improved, buddy. Mac?
Yeah, what an awful loss for Campbell on the other side. But yeah, good win for St. Francis. They're a young team. Rob Kremel and company, they took it on the chin in their bye games, but this is a good win for them. Yeah,
for sure. The West Georgia Saucers. I think that is that. Do we know if West Georgia is a party school? Because I think that would make a lot of sense. It does sound like it, but I'm just making assumptions over here. But I could see it. I made the mistake of taking Northern Iowa. Didn't bet it. Wait, did I?
Yeah,
good
Lord, we bet it.
Yeah.
This was a double lock on last show.
Yeah, no, I didn't. I almost did. How about Irvine, man? The Big West is going to be a blast this year. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that might be that's my favorite conference this year. Let's go. I love the SoCon.
Away from it. That used to be right in your backyard.
It's true. I will. I'll still fly over there, catch a game or two, hang out with the bet detective, stacking the money green. This was an ass whooping though.
Yeah. They went right into Cedar Falls. They controlled the paint. They controlled the tempo. Irvine, outside of North Florida, did anybody else have a better week than Irvine? I mean, they would go to Northern Iowa and Loyola Marymount, 2 wins in 48 hours on the road. That was a far trip from Loyola Marymount to fucking Iowa.
That's a tough place to win too, man.
That was my entire angle on this game and taking it.
Yeah.
It was a brutal travel spot, and they couldn't have looked more impressive in that victory. And Rob Donaldson saying that Ben Jacobson's lost his step. I'm just saying, like, defensively, it shows. Like they've taken a step back defensively for sure.
Caleb cracking me up in the chat, as well as the other Colby. Harvard went to Washington D.C. and took an L from AU at the Bender Arena there.
We bet American. Harvard's
impressive.
Not very good. Harvard's not very good. American's not bad.
Ivy's not very good so far.
They always do this though, because like they don't add in. They always lose their seniors, and they only bring in freshmen. So it takes the Ivy League a month or two to really warm up.
Yeah. Case in the chat says, my time in Oklahoma, he saw some crackheads that looked like they weren't from our planet. Yeah. So you're saying it should be an Oklahoma school, is what you're saying for the Saucers. How about this? I ate shit on this one. Maine, the Black Bears, their athletic department's rolling right now. They cashed for me on Saturday on the FCS front. Check out the FCS college football experience. But Maine gets it done 69-67 against the Brown Bears. The Brown guys, our team. I ate shit on this one. Mac, your thoughts?
Yeah, Brown had a tough week. Losing that game to Siena the way they did, and then they lose another one to Maine. So 2 losses by 3 points. But shout out to Maine. Maine quietly had a decent little week, 2-1. And then you got a road win at Brown. So the Cocaine Bears are rolling.
Yeah,
they are rolling.
In these tight games, their rim protection just kind of hasn't been there for Brown, unfortunately, with the injury to Nana Owusu-Anane, their preseason starting center. So who knows? It might take them a little bit longer than I thought on that front. But going back to Colby's Maine athletic program, the hockey program is rolling right now too for Maine. So good stuff.
There we go. They got Randy Moss's son at the football team playing wide out there.
Oh yeah, I remember you guys talking about that during the football.
He's a stud. He had a big game. He had a big touchdown in this past week's game. Shout out to Colby Johnson
playing there.
Tego Moss, I believe his name is Tego Moss. I think it is.
Yeah. How long is he going to be playing there?
Well, I mean, to me, how bad can you fail? Like, if you're an FBS coach, I don't care what school you're at. If you say you're Randy Moss's son, he's on the fucking roster. All right, like even if he doesn't end up starting, I'm not gonna pull. What was it? Seth Greenberg when Del Curry said, "Hey, you should take a look at my son, Steph Curry." He's like, no, dude, I'm sorry, no disrespect.
Hey, he's undersized.
He's a little small and
Yeah.
undersized.
He's only the greatest fucking shooter in NBA history now.
And you're that's your best player in the history of your university. Del Curry is saying, hey, maybe just shut the fuck up and listen to him and say, okay, guess what? You're the best player that's ever played here. Even if it ends up being terrible, you saw it with coach's son at Gonzaga, who got dunked on the other night, right?
Yes, EOR explores. Yes, he 100% fucked that up.
He should have even taken Seth Curry at Virginia
Tech. Yes. I mean, it's mind-boggling. Mind-boggling.
The most perplexing decisions, and then you just see him lead Davidson the Elite Eight, and now he's got 5 NBA championships or whatever the fuck it is.
Well, and then you turn on the TV and this guy's giving you advice. It's like, why should I take this guy's advice? It's like, I like this in this game. This is what I'm like. Oh, no, I can't listen to this guy. He's probably a nice guy, but I'm just saying. I mean, that's a tough sell. Princeton 79, Northeastern 76. Northeastern with the cover. How about their guy Harold Woods had a huge game, 27 points, 13 boards, 3 assists, big time game. Even though they lose, but hey, Princeton, they survive and advance. They get it done. Advance in the season. That works. It still works. Me saying that. Ivy's still not looking great, but who'd you guys go with on this one? I went with Northeastern.
I went with Northeastern as a dog. I should have bet it. That line, it felt like it was a Northeastern spot at home. It was a tough, Princeton had 2 big wins already this week and 2 hard-fought games. Tough spot having to go on the road to Northeastern, who's always well coached under Bill Cohen.
I laid it with Princeton. I was like, you know what? Game 1, they struggled with athleticism. Game 2, they beat up on some staples. And I was like, all right, let's lay the points with them against some staples, and they didn't cover. So, yeah.
Sela covered against UAB. Where are you guys at with UAB? They're not that good.
They can beat anybody now. They can beat anybody, but they could also. They're kind of a shit show.
Thought they were going to be a little bit better this year.
Do you know something that we don't know?
No, I mean, we've seen UAB in the past. They drop perplexing games on the road in AAC play. Like last year, I think maybe it was Rice or somebody else in the bottom half. But then Andy Kennedy's going to get them up for the big one. So they lack consistency for whatever reason, especially that Jelly Walker year. It seems like with some expectations this year, they're kind of a little bit short to start right now. They're 2-1 though.
Yeah. Oklahoma State did not cover against our boys, the Tommies.
Tommies are automatic as a dog.
Aren't they great?
They're great. Cash.
I wish I would have pulled. I didn't pull the trigger on that. Nice player music though. The Tommies get that cover against OK State.
Tommies never threatened to win the game like I thought they could. But this was just a play because the Thunder had a game tonight too. So
I was going to say, I actually was impressed with Oklahoma State. I know people like the TMZ crowd, St. Thomas, they fucking suck. No, they're like a contender in the Summit. So I would actually say that was an impressive letdown spot, trap spot that we've seen Oklahoma State falter in years past. So good win for Oklahoma State to find a way to get it done against the Tommies. Tommies are good.
Yeah. I still want a deep dive on why Oklahoma State's that arena was half empty.
Thunder.
So what's going on?
Thunder were playing
That's far as shit away from Stillwater.
It's only a half hour.
No, that's Oklahoma.
They're an hour apart, and then OKC's in the middle.
I've been to Stillwater, but I guess I came in from Tulsa, so maybe that's the angle. Okay. All right, folks. Want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog Pick'em is one of the biggest menus for all the sports: NFL, college hoops, college football. CFL, MMA, NBA, NHL, NASCAR, and much, much more. Boost Uber's upon us, which means you're getting a spooky amount of profit boost and much more. You can now use specials and boost on all flex entries as well. So sign up, and when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. Got anything out there on this?
Yeah, there's 2 games. They're offering the Ohio State game and the Purdue game for tomorrow. And just with not a whole lot kind of handicapping this one kind of on the fly here a little bit. I am more so looking at the Purdue side of things. There are a lot of rebounds up for grabs this season with Purdue. I took it opening night with Braden Smith as well. First off, you don't have Zach Edey in the fold this season, and he swallowed up 15 a game last year. Secondly, I don't know if you caught the news, but the stud freshman Daniel Jacobson is out for the year with a broken fibula or tibula, one of the two. I always get the two bones mixed up.
Yeah.
But, he's the 7-2 next Edey that I was buying into pretty big in the preseason here. And he's no longer going to be clogging up the paint and grabbing a lot of rebounds. So I think there's going to be quite a few rebounds to go around for the Boilermakers here. But Underdog was only offering rebounds projection on Jakari Harris so far. They're offering Braden Smith, Fletcher Lawyer, and TKR props, player projections, but no rebounds. So I'm going to default to Jakari Harris. We're going to go higher than 2.5 rebounds for the freshman, even though he hasn't cashed this yet this season. Don't love the play, but there are going to be rebounds to go around because Wilberg, the other 7-footer, he doesn't have it. And if they play small with TKR at the 5, I think there are some more rebounds to go around.
I like it. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. Hop on over there. All right, we are back on the college basketball experience. Georgia blew out Texas Southern. I did take Texas Southern, ate shit on that. Blue Cane and the Dogs almost won by 30. Nice outing by the Dogs after.
They're good in these bye games.
Who was it game 1 though that they struggled with? Tennessee Tech, was it? Tennessee Tech, yeah. That was my logic on taking Southern, but yeah.
Mike White just doesn't mess around. He doesn't drop the games outright, I think. I don't know what his ATS record is against non-conference mid-major teams, but he doesn't lose.
Wyoming took down Tennessee State by 15. I actually struggled with betting that one. I didn't know what the hell to do there.
Mac and I double locked that.
Yeah, on Wyoming's behalf.
Yeah, you would have come on board if you had been on the show with us because Colorado State had played an overtime game against
Tennessee State the game before.
State, yeah,
I remember
I'm
that.
like, wait a minute, who did Wyoming cover against? I remember the handicap, but yeah, they had played an overtime game Friday night, so travel spot in elevation. You would have bought into it.
Yeah, I was all over on that one.
But you had to recap 1,000 football games.
Yeah, that's dude. I'm getting adjusted, dude. East Coast time zone's the worst.
I heard you shitting on the East Coast.
I laughed my ass off.
Fucking horrible.
When I tuned into the football show right after we were done, and you were saying, "Man, it's late on the East Coast," I was like, "Yep."
Dude, I look like fucking French Stewart capping those, talking about those games. I was sitting there like, USC covered the 4.
Don't worry, Patty C looked the same, and it was 3 hours earlier his time. He might have had some other elements.
Yeah, but he's been drinking for 12 hours. There's a big difference. I bet LSU, and I ate a big old bundle of shit because Alabama State gave him a game.
Holy shit, LSU looked like they had never seen a zone before today. Terrible.
I hate this LSU team, I'll be honest. Like the past 2 years, I had a really hard time with them because even though they've been ass, I feel like I would put them on auto fade at times last year. And they're a hard team to really get a read on. Like certain games, they show up, they'll lose by 1. This was another one. So
Alabama State had 10 steals today. It's crazy.
LSU's hard to read on all sports right now.
It's true.
Football and
I lost money on LSU football too.
Yeah.
You're right. All sports LSU.
The baseball team was a little wild last year.
Oh yeah, last year they were wild, right? 2 years ago when they were fire.
Yeah, they were a roller coaster last year.
What's going on over there in Baton Rouge? Maybe that's where the monkeys are heading. Right?
I don't know.
Baton Rouge.
There, yeah.
Right. Gonzaga, Alabama. Jesus, I can't even talk. Gonzaga, Arizona State.
It looked like Alabama playing Gonzaga today.
Arizona State actually impressed me.
Yeah.
I know I took Gonzaga like an idiot, but I just thought Arizona State had their win against Santa Clara. I was looking for it to go back to rock bottom. Not the case, but I think ASU. I think my predictions, ASU is going to be solid.
This was a spirited debate last night on the show.
It was.
Noah was very adamant that Gonzaga was going to beat them by 40. Not 40, 25. I thought Gonzaga had played out of their mind against Baylor. They played a perfect game. Arizona State is not good, but they're not as bad as what everybody's making them out. Now, their freshmen played their asses off. You could made an argument they should have won the game. I mean, I felt like they had the lead with 10 minutes left, but then Gonzaga went to that press, and they really bothered them. So, yeah, good job, Arizona State, looking better. They've made some strides since being humiliated by Duke in that preseason game that everybody overreacted to.
Yeah,
it helps when you shoot 65% from the field. Gonzaga just didn't have it on the defensive end today.
Nicholas in the chat gave us $10, and he says no Big 12 team should ever be catching over 20 points. Great call, Mac. What is the mysterious green liquid in Noah's cup?
Oh yeah,
a little ecto cooler.
I drink Kool-Aid during the Lions games. You got to drink the Kool-Aid.
Is that really a thing? Do people do that?
No,
okay.
I do it, but it's just a joke.
Do you have liquor there?
No, it's legitimately Kool-Aid.
I didn't know Kool-Aid was still in. I want more about. I want to just dive into this a little bit here. Is this like the package where you just rip it off and throw it in water? Like, oh, that's fucking fantastic. I like you more now, buddy.
Yeah, that's a way for me to get around drinking water, because I can only do like a bottle or and a half of water a day.
I like this though. Drinking Kool-Aid. You cut it with anything?
My buddies in college, we used to put some vodka in it.
Oh,
we would spike Arnold Palmer, and we would spike Kool-Aid.
Slope sides. It is. I got to be honest. I haven't had a glass of Kool-Aid in 20 years, but it's probably amazing.
Yeah,
it's like Tang. Do you guys ever drink Tang?
No, I never drank Tang.
Really?
Yeah, it might be a little bit before my era. TVDBJ says shit slaps.
I used to drink Tang all the fucking time, man. Just cut that. But you got a powder scoop, throw that in there, boom, with some water. If they're playing basketball.
Tang was elite. Robert Martin says, "Oh yeah, too." Yeah,
I'm saying that's the problem. Maybe that's what's wrong with the youth these days.
She's saying, "I'm trying to think of liquids I haven't spiked." IV,
true.
IV, the Revitalite. The Pedialyte too. Yeah, that stuff I've never spiked that. But.
Oh, I have.
Those came in.
I spiked that.
Those came in clutch on Saturday morning baseball practices after Friday night.
I am trying to think of what I haven't spiked. I feel like that's a great game of thinking, like what, because even you got the Christmas drinks. You know what I mean? Like
when you're in college, you're like, oh, I've got this alcohol shit. Let me try and mix it, and we'll see like what tastes best with it.
I'm 41. That's
life.
me.
You go up to the Slurpee machine and you're mixing everything. You go up to the Slurpee machine and you mix everything. Like,
oh yeah. Remember back in the day, that's how you stole the shit, right? Put your bubble tape bottom of the Slurpee, fill up your Slurpee. You just made out like a fucking champ. All right. You got to teach the youth if they're going to steal to do it correctly. What are we talking about here? We got Champion Christian put up 60 on UT Rio Grande today.
It was a letdown game for Grande after the Creighton game.
Michael Crichton, welcome to Jurassic Park. Won by 26 against Fair Dick.
You didn't mention the rivalry game that we saw, Pacific against Life Pacific.
The Life Pacific is an insurance company, right?
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what the fuck is this?
What the hell? I do like the Pacific on Pacific game there.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry game.
Shout out to Albert Matute, 16 points, 3 boards for Life Pacific. Check out the check out the collision damage there. Menlo College.
Menlo.
Only lost by 33 to Cal Poly as they continue to roll. Northwest Indian. Northwest Indian loses by 50 to Montana. And then the San Jose State Hawaii game, 10 miles. San Jose State.
St. Louis beat Avila too without Robbie Avila.
That is a fucking great game.
That is great. Hawaii. Remember, Hawaii is going to be. I'm kind of excited about Hawaii joining the
Mountain West.
Joining the Mountain West. Even though I love the Big West, it was a very hard ticket for me and Moneyline Mac tonight. San Jose State loses by 11.
They suck.
They do. This has been like multiple games where they've had the lead.
Yeah.
At like the 10-minute mark, and they lose, and they don't even fucking cover.
I like this Hawaii team. They've been a good program lately, so I like the Bows.
All right. I actually had a losing night by one game.
Me too. I went 3-4.
Yeah. But it's Veterans Day tomorrow. I always do
EIO covers that, I'm happy. But what the fuck?
Yeah. That was brutal, buddy. I feel for you. Folks, I want to tell you that the college basketball experience is brought to you by BetUS. Bet with the best in the business. That is BetUS. BetUS has been around for more than 30 years. You could easily deposit using cryptocurrency and get lightning fast payouts. Hop on over there. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. I like East Carolina to score 1,000 points on Thursday in Tulsa, Oklahoma against the Golden Hurricane at H.A. Chapman Stadium. Jump on over there, do that. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/BetUS. Promo code SGPN so they know we sent you. BetUS, America's favorite sports book. We're also brought to you by Rhythm. SGPN's proud partner. Rhythm is the #1 AI-backed, sports betting platform. It helps provide bettors of all levels the ability to build custom predictive betting models in seconds and get predictions for betting on money lines, spreads, totals, props. You can copy one of the top models from the leaderboard, or you can have Rhythm build your own model with what you like. That's what I do. And they just introduced college basketball. So what are you doing? Get on over there. Claim your free 7-day trial period today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. That's RITHMM. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/rhythm. All right. Let's go. We got
game balls.
Oh yeah, I always forget that shit, man. These game balls. These fucking game. Well, I'm just gonna start off with St. Francis, just like that. All right, 65-64 win against Campbell. Red Flash, putting it on your ass. Let's go, Mac. What are you doing here?
North Florida again.
Yeah.
Game ball like for the whole week, just the whole week game ball at St. Francis.
I game balled them two games ago, so I didn't want to double up. But yeah, Bieniek, where are you going?
Wake Forest winning the charity cancer game today.
I like it. My second game ball will be the Anteaters of UC Irvine with a dominating 20-point win at a place I value. So great road win there by the Anteaters there. Mac?
I had that one circled. I'm gonna go Maine. The other cocaine bears get it done at Brown. The Maine guys 2-1 week. Good job.
Hell yeah. Bieniek?
I'm gonna go Drake. That was a very impressive win against Stephen F. Austin, in my opinion.
I like it. All right. Those are our game balls. Now it's I'm just really excited about tomorrow's slate. It's Veterans Day. Should have done more day games though. But we do start off. There is one at noon. Dillard is taking on Howard. Noon Eastern. But at 4:00 we get easy money, free money. Free money, folks. YouTube.com/the college experience. Hop on over there because my Long Island fucking Sharks are heading to Colorado Springs. And let me tell you, the Sharks are catching 10.5 points. Please, this is insulting to anyone that's ever watched Long Island Shark basketball. The Air Force Falcons, they can't fly around on the court like they can in the fucking air. So the Sharks are going to get it to 10.5. The money line is in play at plus 400. Plus 400. Are you kidding me? Get yourself over there. Get on the Long Island Sharks as they head to Colorado to take on Air Force. I don't even think Air Force wants to be there. Mac, the Sharks are going to swim up the goddamn Rocky Mountains tomorrow. First time ever you're going to see a shark swimming in the goddamn mountains. What are you doing here?
We just made the whole pitch about how it's Veterans Day. Air Force is going to fuck them up. Air Force, lay it. Lock battle. Give me the Falcons. They're going to drill Long Island.
You don't think revenge is on the mind? They won 82-67 a year ago.
You don't even remember that far back.
Yeah, I disagree. Let's do a little battle. This is going to look really bad. People are going to unsubscribe, I think, because of this.
With the Sharks, you can't swim that high.
I told you the Sharks. It's just mushrooms are legal in Colorado. All right, so you can see sharks all the fucking time. Let's do battle. Mick Dundee riding with the fucking Long Island Sharks. 1L Mac, aim high, miss small with the Air Force Falcons. Bieniek, you in on this action?
I mean, it's an island game, so you got to have a play. And my play is to go over to the sportsgamblingpodcast.com store because we've got t-shirts. Don't fade the troops. And it's Veterans Day. So
that is a great shirt. That is a great shirt to wear. And look,
the only thing on my mind, Gene, was pussy.
You wear that shirt. That's what's going to be happening to you. All right. Get on over there, sportsgamblingpodcast.com. So yeah. I'm going to win a lock battle and I look forward to it. Next up, we got a Battle of Ohio. Al Bundy's alma mater, Youngstown State, heading into Columbus to take on the Buckeyes.
Before we pick the game, I was hoping for like a little bit more of a pat on the back from Colby because I promoted the show pretty good there, right, Mac?
Yeah, you did. You did. He looks excited to be here, Colby.
And you want to know what makes TC great is you can go from Colby's Long Island Sharks, bit to Kevin the Singing Car Guy, who's actively looking for Colby about rescue centers. So second chance pet adoptions in Raleigh.
Hang on 1 second. I'm going to write that down right now. But Kevin, are you familiar with them?
I mean, I would trust him. He's been researching it for most of the show.
Well, the reason why I asked though, I called a place tonight.
Okay.
And you'd actually be surprised. They told me no.
Wow.
Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. I called a place tonight and I'm like, yeah, I got this. When first they asked me how old and I go, what? How the hell am I supposed to know?
Yeah,
Picked them up at the freeway. Right. Yeah. And then they said that, if they're not, we don't know if they've got their shots. We don't know if this. So, they said they'd make a few phone calls for me, but they told me no, essentially. And I was like, okay, glad to see you're doing your job.
Isn't it their job to check in and see if they're registered, and you can find all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I called the local shelter here, and that's what the guy told me. Though he said, "You can't."
What are they doing? That's the point.
That's what I'm saying. That no, they had guidelines. They were like, you got to have this. They got to have, are they? How young are they? Because we want to give them out. That, and I'm like, I don't know. One of them I actually think is a younger dog. The other one, I have no fucking idea. You know what I mean? Once again, folks, youtube.com/the college experience. Actually, this guy right here, that's a younger dog because he likes to bite on my finger some, like nibble, like puppies do. Yeah. So the other guy I think is a bit older, but once again, folks, and let me know, Kevin, if you actually know that place, because that's the one thing. And then they told me to call, what they told me to call, they call it some other place that actually I had the limitation of days where so when I researched the website, it was like, potentially your dog could end up, not your dog, but that if it's there long enough, it could be killed. So I was like, okay, well, I don't want to do that. So anyway, let me know. And appreciate you doing the work right now. Get over there. Let's save these two dogs. They're hell of a good. They're both a ton of fun. So, yeah, I'll throw some videos together too to promote these lovable sons of guns. Yeah, let's talk about Youngstown State, Ohio State though. The Penguins that's an original name.
Yes.
I give them credit. That logo's fire too. I mean, it's kind of strange in Ohio, but it works. Youngstown's catching 18.5 in Columbus. I think we should lay it. Because Youngstown's just. I actually think Ohio State is going to be one of the bit better teams in the Big Ten this year. I know Bieniek, cover your ears, Bieniek. But if you listen to our Big Ten preview, I was kind of bullish on Ohio State. I like their roster. Youngstown's in the middle of finding out who the fuck they are. So I'm going to lay the 18.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
In one ear, out the other.
I'm gonna lay with the Buckeyes here. I think they pull away late, win by 20 plus. Youngstown impressive with Faulkner game 1, getting it done by 20 at Chicago State. But quick turn here at the Buckeyes. I think Buckeyes blow it open in the second half.
Let's go. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Yeah, Ohio State's had a week since that impressive national television performance against Texas. I'll lay it.
Ooh. You hear that, folks? He's an honest man. Stetson, and this is in Charleston. I'm just a fucking idiot when I wrote this. Not Columbia. Stetson's heading to the Citadel. Stetson's laying 1.5. Is it or is it not Veterans Day? Give me the Citadel at home. Lock it up.
This guy faded Air Force and he's going to back Citadel for the exact same reason.
Well, no, one's playing the world champion Long Island Sharks. All right, and the other's taking on this wannabe Indiana Jones down there.
World champion. They can't even conquer travel. Do you feel confident in them getting out to Colorado Springs tomorrow?
100%, buddy. All right, that bus driver, he could. Well, what was it? It was the Columbia game, but wasn't it also a game in Kentucky that he missed or something? He was late. I feel like there was 2 games.
November and December with the Long Island Sharks were a riot to follow.
Didn't the basketball hoop fall down or something too?
They got locked in the elevator.
Yeah.
Mac, you coming with me on here?
Yeah, I'm locking Citadel. I thought they looked good actually against BC in the opener. Stetson still, they got a lot of turnover here. Citadel wins the game outright. Let's go. Wrong team favorite.
Double lock on them dogs. Bieniek, what are we doing here?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the points with the military academy, but no bet for me.
This guy. Western Michigan. Oh God.
Oh, God, Butler again.
Western Michigan, it's like similar number. 17.5 points.
You gotta do it.
Butler has just been a mess for 3 years. I've probably lost. I would love to know the amount of money I've lost on Butler in 3 years. That's the future where we just got to track every single team and carry that over. I'm laying it though. Wake up call. This is Hinkle Fieldhouse. You don't get embarrassed twice in a row. Lay it.
Rob is saying Butler's his biggest play of the day.
I'm blocking Butler.
No.
They're
I'll
winning
do
this one by 30.
I'll
Get
do
this Western Michigan
You
shit out
guys
of here.
can't do
Let's
this.
do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Big
Double
ball.
lock. Let's go.
Colby can't
Yeah.
even do it with a straight face.
Well, no, I've lost so much. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not? And I will say Butler football has treated me kind over the past 2 years.
You're going to win by 20.
This is like the Nova game the other night.
Yep. I agree.
Yeah.
I'm taking the points with the Broncos.
Michigan bullshit.
Spent a summer at Kalamazoo. You loved it. Winthrop is heading to Blacksburg. Take on the Hokies. Virginia Tech's late 8.5. Winthrop, Mortimer. I'm going to lay the 8.5 with the Hokies. They've been playing pretty good, even though they played absolutely nobody. I'm laying it. Mac, what are you doing here?
I was gonna say, isn't this number like very, very short? I'm gonna lay it with Virginia Tech. I think it's a little bit of a buy low spot here. Hokies at home, get it done. Lay it.
Yeah, I'm going to lay with the Hokies as well. I agree with you here.
Rory saying Citadel Air Force moneyline parlay plus 138.
I like it.
Caleb, yes, we will be in Vegas for March Madness. St. George Kirby says Long Island is Sharknadoing all over Colorado. Great reference to a classic movie series. Rob Donaldson also locking up Winthrop. Interesting. Florida A&M is heading into College Park to take on the Terps. Terps are laying 33.5. Give me Florida A&M to stay in this number. I couldn't be talking to a lock.
Fuck.
I like that total.
I'm not betting this game. Lay it. Lay this number. Florida A&M is god awful.
I don't feel like Maryland does that though. I don't feel like they do it to these teams that often where they win by 40.
Yeah,
but you make a good point.
By 30 and 34. They're fucking teams.
That's
up
true.
This year
Though. Yeah. Maybe. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm also going to lay it with Maryland. Cocktail Napkin doesn't agree with me, but Florida A&M does not strike me as a team that I'm willing to get behind when there's a train possibly on the tracks. Game 1 against TCU, they lost 105-59. Game 2 against SMU, 102-73. So I am not.
They're improving. They're improving. Buffalo is heading to South Bend, catching 21.5 points. Give me the 21.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, Buffalo's 2-0, which means I'll lay it.
2-0, but they haven't looked great.
Yeah, they're horrible. They barely beat Fredonia. Really who the hell is Fredonia State?
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
I am going to lay it with Notre Dame, and this is a fringe bet. Check the picks page because I do like the Fighting Irish team. They took care of Stonehill opening night, or their first game of the year, but Buffalo I think is on the same level as Stonehill. So I'm going to look into that a little bit more before I jump in.
No, let's bet this. I'll bet Notre Dame right now. They're going to kill Buffalo. Buffalo, the phony 2-0. They're
I think so too.
By 30.
I was hoping to do it quick enough to see how much the computer has moved Buffalo up in power rankings since their beginning of the season, but yeah, I'll tell you. Let's double lock this.
Let's go Irish.
Notre Dame.
They got a double lock on the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, saying I'm your leprechaun, Mac and Bieniek. laying the 21.5. All right, moving along. Coppin State's catching 27.5 in Charlottesville against UVA.
Mac, you are a maniac. Oh, Colby.
I am taking Coppin State plus 27.5.
It's the right side, but there's no rational way.
They cash for me against Wake. Mac, you coming?
No, I'm actually going to lay with Virginia. They got their scare out of the way. I think this is the one they drill them. No bet.
I do think this is too many points for Virginia. I think Colby's on the right side, but there's no way you can bet. There's no way I can physically bet this. So,
Brian Sanders is making a lot of sense over here. The fucking Long Island Sharks and Coppin State parlay. I'm on board. Let's sprinkle a little bit on that. Let's go.
This couldn't even cover 10.5 against the Rider at home.
Well, Riders, they have more continuity than Virginia.
Mac, I will say that the power rating on Buffalo on KenPom has improved by 2 points somehow after their 1 point win against Old Dominion and D2 win. So yes, I'm in. I am very in on that. Cocktail Napkin would have Notre Dame minus 24 in that one. So
you ready for a Virginia 60-30 win here, Colby?
It's got to be right around there. I know that. I'll tell you that. Every the final 2 minutes, every shot is going to matter. St. Peter's is heading to Piscataway. I cashed on Rutgers. I cashed on St. Peter's the other night. I actually believe this in-state battle. I think I'm going to take the Peacocks plus 15.5 there. I just don't know about locking it because the rack is the rack, man. What are you doing here, Mac?
It is the rack, but man, I mean, the Peacocks have been competitive the first 2 games. They went to Lowell, lost by 7. They lost to Seton Hall by 4. I like the Peacocks here.
Lock?
I'm a little intimidated by the rack.
I am too. I thought
it's a little. It's way late.
Yeah. I don't know if Ace Bailey's playing in this one. Honestly, I don't know if it really matters. Rutgers still looked all right with Dylan Harper. And something like that with Harper and Bailey, I'm still, a little spooked about 2 5-star freshmen on the same floor looking to be like the 2 leading, playmakers and scorers on this team. And Bailey's more of an ISO creator than Harper is. So I don't know how those 2 are going to be on the floor together this season. So I still think Rutgers is probably, better at least right now. So I'll lay the points, but not confident in this at all.
Colby, this exact game last year, Rutgers was laying 15.5 and won by 30 at the rack.
Yeah, I was just about to pull the trigger on the Peacocks too. I'll back away. Eastern Washington is catching 19.5 at Mizzou. Lock this shit out of here. Eastern Washington's solid. 19.5.
Somebody in the chat said that this was their favorite play tomorrow. They're locking Missouri.
Battle. Mac, what are you doing here?
I mean, how can you? What makes you confident that you can lay that with Missouri? I will. I'll take the points, but I'm not gonna bet this one.
Yeah, I'm also gonna take the points here with E-Dub, but no bet from me.
Gardner Webb's catching 18.5 against the top team in the nation, the Pitt Panthers. Give me the points. I know Pitt's been drilling these fucking teams. Give me the points though. Gardner Webb looks solid. Mac, tell me why I'm a genius.
No, I mean Gardner Webb's right side, but this fucking foo-foo ass fucking team will get all these lucky ass bounces. They'll be tied the entire game, and then win by 19 somehow. Gardner Webb. The brawl's on Friday. It's a look ahead.
We should do it. Let's
So, guys, I'm going to lock Gardner-Webb here. They're 2-0 against the spread, and they've covered with ease in both games. Tennessee, and they beat NC Central outright and in Raleigh, basically. And Pitt, we're both, I don't know if they're considering you guys biased or anything, but Cocktail Napkin makes this plus 12. And Mac already mentioned the spot with the backyard brawl coming up. Gardner-Webb is
I'm betting
one
this.
of my
I'm betting this game.
Tomorrow.
I'm with you, B.
You guys talked me into it.
Oh, there we go. A triple lock.
All he needs is just a little bit of wind up on the wind up toy, and he'll start marching for you. Fade pit, eat shit pit.
Wait until they freaking are losing with 10 minutes and they'll win by like 17 somehow. It's like
Triple lock. G-Dog. All right. Jacksonville Dolphins heading to Greenville, South Carolina, where Furman's lay at 7.5 points.
Clash of styles.
Good game here.
I'm kind of fascinated by this game. Give me the 7.5 in Jacksonville. Kind of excited to watch this one. Mac, what are you doing here?
I had this one circled. I'm locking up Jacksonville. I think they're live in this game. Furman coming off the big Belmont win, coming back home. A little bit of a letdown spot. I think Jacksonville's not bad. That game got away from them late against Florida. Let's go Dolphins.
Yeah, they were hanging around
I'm curious.
big time against the Gators there. That was closer than I thought it should have been, honestly. I am also taking the points here with Jacksonville. I'm not betting this because I do think with a clash of styles here, you're either going to get a Furman blowout or Jacksonville outright win. That would be kind of how I would look to play this game if I was wanting some action here. Personally, I think Jacksonville is a little bit live in this game. But yeah, a little bit afraid of the clash of styles. Cocktail Napkin makes this plus 5.
Money line Max locking up Jacksonville plus 7.5. Moving along, Grambling is catching 23.5 against Florida. I will take Grambling plus 23.5 because what the hell is happening right now in Florida, right?
He's coaching tomorrow.
I wouldn't say that this caught them off guard. Like they've known about this. So I think the market's actually going to steam Grambling tomorrow. Which if you like Grambling, I would get it now. So I wouldn't push back on Colby if he likes the matchup, but I would assume most of the players have known that an investigation's been going on.
I think the bigger thing is the fans.
The notice of allegation, the rumors had been swirling. The notice of allegations was out there like September 27th or whatever, like a full month and a half before the season. So I don't think this caught anybody off guard.
Mac, what are you doing?
He's still, if it's true, he's still a piece of shit person. A dick pic shouldn't be going to students if you're a person of authority on campus. I'll say that.
Yeah, they should be going to the bartenders on campus.
Don't fuck with the students. Fucking send your dick to fucking somebody else. So what the hell are you thinking, Todd Golden? Lay it. I'll lay it. No bet. Grambling, max effort the other night. Should have beat Ole Miss. I think they run out of legs here.
I'm in the same boat with Mac. I'm going to lay it with the Gators.
Did Grambling beat them last year?
Florida has dropped one or two to SWAC teams recently, but I don't think it was last year. And I thought it was Florida A&M. Let me look.
They lost to Florida A&M. I don't remember that.
I remember it was Grambling.
I was in school when they did it.
I remember them losing to FAU the Final Four year before we knew that FAU.
No, they lost.
They
to
actually
Texas
beat
Southern.
Grambling. That's what it was. They beat Grambling by 39 last year. Actually, yeah, I'm not gonna lock this.
They lost to Texas. So under Mike White, actually, Mac, they lost to Texas Southern by 15 on their home floor.
That's not good.
No.
Southern Indiana, our boys are catching 9.5 in Huntington, West Virginia. I will lock up our boys, the Screaming Eagles. They're going to stay within this number. They'll stay within the number. Marshall might win. 9.5 is a little too steep. Should be like a 6.5 point spread. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, if you do your research on Southern Indiana, they had 2 overtime losses. They should be 2-0. They should have beat DePaul. They should have beat Bucknell. I think they're live here. I'm not a big believer in Marshall. Shocker. Southern Indiana.
I think they're live too. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Double lock. Bieniek, triple lock.
I'm going to take the points, but I'm not going to jump in on this one with you guys, unfortunately.
All right. Next, we have George Mason. The Patriots. Start your football program. Stop being such cowards. They are hosting Stony Brook, the Seawolves.
I know the human being and fish can coexist peacefully.
Stony Brook is catching 14.5. Give me the 14.5.
I'm with you. I'm taking the points. I mean, Mason just played an unbelievable game against Marquette. Took him wire to wire. Don't look at
We should lock this. We should lock this.
I think that's more or less how Mason's going to play this season. I think they're pretty good. I'm going to lay the points with the Patriots. Chat loves George Mason for what it's worth. A lot of Team TCE listeners and viewers on George Mason here.
We should battle them, Colby.
Yeah, I'm gonna lock up Stony Brook.
Dino Ford, baby.
Oh yeah,
double lock. Double lock on Stony Brook plus 14.5. See you out there, folks. George Mason, do the right thing. Start your football program, you filthy whores. UT Martin is catching 10.5 in Florence, Alabama. It's too many points. Give me UTM plus 10.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
This is fringe lock material. I mean, I love North Alabama. I think that they're an improving program. But Schulman's a good coach at UT Martin. They won at Illinois State.
Let's bet this too. Yeah, I was on that. Yeah.
Hopefully North Alabama wins by the
double lock there. Love the Skyhawks. Don't forget.
I want this pilot. It's a matter of national security.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
I'm going to take the points as well. I'm going to stay away from this one too, just because I probably have to see it 1 or 2 more times. It's a brand new group. Like, this is not, Schulman did not bring some of his guys with him. This is like entirely new 9 or 10 guys from the transfer portal type team. Whereas North Alabama does have some continuity and some experience on the squad. So, and they're at home. So I'm actually going to take the points of the Skyhawks. No bet.
They're at home, but no one's going to be at the game.
Still
anyway,
home. It's familiar sight lines.
True.
You know?
True. McNeese is heading to Tuscaloosa. Got a strong ass offer for you, Alabama. Put McNeese on the schedule. Oh, they did. Bama's laying 20.5. Give me McNeese plus 20.5. I got a strong ass offer for you, Mac. This is it right here. What the hell? Sprinkle some on the money line. Let's go. Mac,
is that Will Wade in the logo too?
Yeah, Bama's got some holes in that defense now. McNeese is going to hang in there. They already got their game out of the way. Now they got a chip on their shoulder. Dog, they're in this game. What's the money line? Just out of curiosity.
It is.
I don't know if that's a.
I'm seeing plus 1,800.
Sprinkle
that money line. Let's go.
Get Alabama shit out of here. Cowboys, baby.
Bieniek, what are you doing here?
Yeah, McNeese coming off the game against Biblical Studies. So they should be ready to go. Shout out to Alabama for putting this game on the schedule. I don't know if Colby already said that or not, but they should be applauded for just, bringing on the challenge. One of the hyped mid-majors in the preseason. So even if they somehow lose this game, that's just more respect for the Crimson Tide and Nate Oates, in my opinion. I am going to lay the points with Alabama. I don't think McNeese has the shooting to stay in this game if Alabama's hitting at full strength. So we'll see what kind of personnel Alabama's playing with this game. I know they've been dealing with 3 injuries and they've kept them they've watched their minutes, but I'm going to lay it with the Crimson Tide, actually.
Alabama's upcoming schedule: Purdue, Illinois, Houston, Rutgers, Notre Dame, North Carolina, Creighton.
I mean, it's the schedule's awesome.
This line would be 15 or 16 if McNeese had not lost to South Dakota State. Let's go, Cowboys.
The cocktail napkin has this one at 20.
You wipe your ass with that napkin.
Yeah. Speaking of wiping your ass, Alcorn State lost to Xavier, Louisiana last time they stepped on the hardwood. They're catching 16.5 against Ron Hunter and Tulane. Why do I want to lock Tulane here, but it just reeks a little bit to me?
You can't do it. I will not be betting this game. I will not freaking go through this. Give me the points. Come on, Alcorn. Have a little pride.
Shouldn't this line be like 22?
Yeah, it's low.
Yeah.
No fucking bet. No, thank you.
I'll take Tulane. But I'm not. It's weird to me. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
So Tulane lost a lot. They lost all 5 of their starters from last year's team, but honestly, that team wasn't too great, and they battled a lot of injuries. The entire backcourt's pretty new, and they're all, transferring in. And man, I wanna take Alcorn. I'm actually the opposite of you guys. Cocktail napkin actually wants me to take Alcorn.
Mac took Alcorn.
Took Alcorn.
Glad to see you listening.
Has Alcorn plus 10, but they've also been blown out in both their games, like Colby mentioned early. So I can't get behind the Braves right now. So.
Let me do a Patty C. Tuck job here and try to make sense of this. They beat you. So Tulane just beat ULM by 16. I think ULM is better than Alcorn State. Alcorn State is 0-3 with losses by 41, by 55, and then those are 2, Utah and Utah State, and then a D2, I'm assuming, in Xavier, Louisiana. Why the hell would this line be so short? It doesn't make any sense. So I'll take Tulane, but no bet. Chattanooga is heading to Austin Peay to take on the Governors. Clarksville. This is a fun little in-state battle. Chattanooga's laying 2.5. I'm going to lock up Chattanooga minus 2.5 in Clarksville. Austin Peay just got a huge win. Feeling great about themselves. Mac, what are you doing here?
I love Chattanooga here. And you look at it from a situational spot. Austin Peay, great win. On the other side, Chattanooga went out west and they took it on the chin a little bit against USC and St. Mary's. They're better than that 0-2 record. They're desperate to not go to 0-3. They're going to win going away. Chattanooga, let's go. The Mocs.
I'm willing to lay it with Chattanooga. No. I'm willing to lay it with Chattanooga because of I think they're probably going to have the 2 best players on the floor in this game, but they are still missing their 2 starting forwards. So I have not heard good news on that front. They got 1 of the 3 back, but 2 of them and 2 of the more important pieces to that front court are still not 100% healthy. So
double lock for Moneyline Mac and Big Dundee on the Chattanooga Mocs.
Hold on, Colby. So Xavier, Louisiana, you're going to need to hear this school nickname, okay? So they play in the NAIA, which is the same association that I played in. They're in the Red River Athletic Conference. I know Colby's going to love that. The school nickname, the Gold Rush and Gold Nuggets.
Wait, you can have 2 nicknames?
Gold Rush and Gold Nuggets.
As much as I like the Gold Nuggets angle, I don't like 2 nicknames. What the fuck's going on here?
The school nickname is Gold Rush and Gold Nuggets. Gold Rush and Nuggets on 3. 1, 2, 3. Gold Rush and Gold Nuggets.
Yeah, that's crazy. I did. Now that I think about it, when I was in New Orleans, I saw the university there. I actually went right past it, but Chattanooga's the play here. I'm very curious about this next one though, folks. UMKC comes hopping around into Ames, Iowa with a catch of 27.5 points. Shout out to UMKC for having the Kangaroos. They should start their football program as well with that. They have a big enrollment. A lot of Kangaroos in Missouri. I appreciate that. And the Kangaroos, have you guys, they're 2-0. They stuck it to
their strength of schedule.
They stuck it to Kansas Christian by almost 100 points. I shit you not. I shit you not. They won by 88 points against Kansas Christian. They also took down Hannibal by 23 points. They're just a team of destiny. Their next two games are at Iowa State and at Creighton.
Hello.
I'm locking up Iowa State minus 27.5. Let's go. You win by 88 points. You relax a little bit. I don't care who you got next. I can speak from someone that lost a rec league game by 96 points. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, the Cyclones had a rare non-cover in the big number against Mississippi Valley. They're going to win by 30 plus. I'll join you. Lock it up. Cyclones well rested here.
Double lock. Bieniek. You want to hop over to UMKC or go with these Cyclones?
Yeah, even though Iowa State didn't cover, they still blow the doors off of these teams typically. I'll run through the slate that they played last season. And again, last year's team, minus the front court, all returns. They returned 4 guards that played 25 or more minutes from last year. Green Bay, they win by 41. Lindenwood, they won 102-47. Idaho State, they beat 86-55. Grambling, 92-37. They also beat DePaul by 19. Iowa by 35 or by 25. Prairie View by 51, Florida A&M 96-58, Eastern Illinois 80-48. It's just like tradition. Iowa State kicks the shit out of these low majors and mid majors that come into Ames. So lock this thing up. This is not enough points. This should be in the 30s, and it'll close. It will close in the 30s tomorrow.
I agree.
Yeah, get it in
and
right
UMKC,
now, folks.
UMKC was my Summit League preseason champ too.
We got a triple lock on Iowa State minus 27.5. Lamar is heading into Texas A&M. Shout out to Lamar because they beat Paul Quinn University.
Why did they beat that guy?
Let me see if I can quickly do math here. That would be 63 plus 8, 71 points. They stuck it to Paul Quinn. When you win by that many points, I will lock up Texas A&M as well. Minus 23.5. Let's go with both of these ones. Mac,
are you a little concerned? Doesn't this number feel low? Like I'm surprised it's like 28.
Not when
20.
you beat Paul Quinn like that.
I'm on Texas A&M with Colby as well. Cocktail napkin. We were all high on Texas A&M coming into the year. They go into UCF, which is a pretty lit environment. They lose a close game. They couldn't make a shot in the final 3 minutes of it. And Lamar was a team that we labeled as a fade during that Southland conference preview. Cocktail napkins got this thing at 30.5. So I'm also going to lock up the Aggies with Colby here.
You coming, Mac?
You guys talked me into it. They got the senior vets. So they're going to drill Lamar.
Welcome to the party, pal.
Triple lock. Texas A&M minus the points.
And Hasty's correct here because Lamar had been good the previous 2 years, I believe. Ken Pom and other predictive metrics, they bake in prior year statistics. And this team's just not quite as good as previous seasons for Lamar.
UNC Greensboro's heading into Dallas, Texas. They got that George Bush blood money down there, and SMU, the Mustangs, they've been rolling 2-0. Greensboro is 1-0. The game I was at where they stuck it to Florida Gulf Coast. SMU's laying 13.5 points. Give me Greensboro to stay within this number.
I'm with you. I don't want to lock it though.
I don't want to lock it either.
Because SMU tends to like pull away at the end of games. I think they SMU by 10.
Bieniek?
Yeah, I'm very interested to see where this game goes because UNCG, their defense in the program usually is pretty good for the Spartans, and SMU wants to run. They have played at the fastest tempo in the country so far this season, and it should make for an interesting battle. I'm going to lay the points with SMU here.
Yale is heading into West Lafayette, catching 16.5 against Purdue. Give me the 16.5. Mac, what are you doing here?
I will take Yale. I think there's too many points. This is fringe lock for me as well. Purdue banged up coming into this game. The big fella going down. Yale's off that loss to UIC as well. So I think you'll get a good effort from the Yale Bulldogs. I think they keep it within the number. This is a Zach Edey line, in my opinion.
They played in the tournament, what, 2 years ago? Was it?
3 years ago.
3 years
2 years ago
okay.
was FDU.
Yeah. Lock, did you say, Mac?
Yeah, I'm locking Yale.
Moneyline Mac locking up the Bulldogs of Yale. Bieniek, what are you doing here?
I mean, yeah, that's a good point too. I don't think Purdue can afford to play with their food in this matchup. They gotta figure out some rotations before this stretch of games that they're gonna have coming up here. It's Alabama. Marquette. Marquette had a great 2-game series with them last season in the tournament and in Maui. They've got to figure out what they're going to do up front under the rim, whether they're going to play small or whether they're going to, put some empty calories up there. I think Purdue, they need to, pull away in this one. So I think it's a close battle early, and then you kind of see what happened with Corpus Christi. They challenged them, they put Purdue on alert, and then the Boilermakers kind of pulled away in the last 5 minutes.
Northwestern State's catching 25.5 at Oklahoma. Give me Northwestern State plus 25.5. Lock it up. Kept it within 21 against Texas Tech. I don't even think they're that excited about this game. I'm not sure what the crowd will be like, but I think they stay within the number. Mac, what are you doing here?
I agree with you. Oklahoma coming off the 30-point win against Lindenwood. They've padded their schedule with a nice little cakewalk here. Let's go. Northwestern State, the Demons, keep with the number.
Let's make this a triple lock, too. Cockton Atkins got this at 21.5, and like Colby said, they looked impressive against Texas Tech. Relatively impressive compared to expectation.
Let's go, Ricky.
Oh, I like this. I didn't think you guys – I was wondering if you guys were going to come with me on this. Let's go. Triple lock on Northwestern State, the Demons. Moving along. Central Michigan, fire up chips, heading into Milwaukee. Marquette's laying 27.5. Give me the points. Mac, what are you doing here?
Yeah, I'll take the points. No bet here. Marquette hasn't looked at 27.5 is a lot.
Yeah.
I am going to lay it here. I think George Mason's a good team, and I thought Marquette was one of the few Big East teams that actually took care of business opening night against Stony Brook, where they blew them up by 40. So I'm actually going to push back on Mac there a little bit. I'll lay it with the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, Mason should have won the damn game.
They should have.
They were leading for 20-plus minutes.
Mercer is heading to Chicago to take on DePaul. Mercer's catching 7.5.
That logo. Both of them, honestly. What's going on here?
I mean, the Mercer one's fantastic. It's like a grandpa bear. It looks like it's keeling over. No sign of strength or anything. Mercer, you saw what they did to Virginia Lynchburg, the Dragons there, right?
Yeah.
69-point win.
Dude, we should lock Mercer.
I think we should too.
Mercer's going to win. Mercer money line. Ryan Ritter, good coach. Let's go. DePaul just had the first 40-point win in 30 years. They ain't going to be ready to play tomorrow.
Bieniek, you win?
What has I'm going to pull a Patty C here. What has Mercer done so far this season? They blew out Virginia Lynchburg.
By 69 points.
I haven't seen this team play.
It's a JUCO team.
I know they're a bunch of JUCO. They're not JUCO. They're a lot of them are from Sun Belt. Yeah, transfers from the Sun Belt, and then the starting point guards from New Hampshire from last season. It's a brand new roster. They bring in 9 new players. So I'm not gonna bet this year. I need to see how they play.
Wow, backing off and the RuPaul Blue Balls there. Mercer, double lock plus 7.5. Might even be able to find an 8 out there. I'm seeing right now.
I wish you guys luck. I am pulling for Mercer in this game.
You suck.
North Dakota State's heading to Bakersfield to play on that hideous bullshit. Looks like a playpen area or some shit. I don't know. It looks like, you remember one of those, you ever been to one of those places? I don't even know if I'm just assuming they exist, where it's a bunch of kids can jump on mats and shit. And there's the dodgeball and stuff. You know what I mean? It's like these big ass blue mats. It's I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's like a kid's fucking
airtime exists.
That's what this court is though. It's just bullshit.
What was the old sport that was recently brought back and they played a bunch of games in Las Vegas on the trampolines, basketball? What'd they call that?
Oh man, I know what you're talking about.
Is that the type of court?
Is it slam ball? That's slam ball, right?
Slam ball, yeah. Is that the type of colored court that they're playing on here? I never watched slam ball.
You've never watched Bakersfield?
You never watched slam ball?
No, never watched slam ball.
I'm on Bakersfield though. I think they're gonna get it done against North Dakota State on that wacky ass court. Mac, what are you doing here?
No, I got the Bison, man. They just lost a tough one at home to Illinois State. Now they're gonna go down to that fucked up blue court and win. I'll lock this, man. Bison.
A lock on the blue court is a wild play.
I'll keep it. Blue shit out of here.
Bieniek, what are you doing in Bakersfield?
I don't know what he's doing fading the Big West. Haven't we learned the lesson here? The Big West looks pretty damn good in the early part of the season, and
it's not been bad.
What'd you say?
Said Summit's not been bad. South Dakota State.
Yeah, I mean Bakersfield only lost by 13 against Cal. So I'll take the home team here, lay the 1.5.
Idaho is heading to Pullman, Washington, catching 15.5. Let me tell you, someone that's been to Pullman, when I went and hung out with Mike Leach, I spent several nights in Pullman, several nights in Moscow. They're like 5 minutes apart from one another. This is a great little brother angle. Idaho plus the 15.5 is going to sprinkle a little bit on the money line. Sprinkle just a little bit on the money line here. I know Wazoo looked good against Bradley, but I just feel like it's a good spot. They're going to Iowa the next game. Wazoo is. So they got the Big Ten big opponent there coming up. Watch out for these pesky little Vandals here. What are you doing here, Mac?
I'll take the Vandals, but no bet for me. They should have beat UC Davis the other night.
So, Mac, I'm going to take you to one of those buddies angles because these two are buddies. They grew up together on the EW coaching staff. So is 15.5 close enough that where Washington State could call off the Dogs here?
That's a good point. I mean, yeah, they
sprinkle the money line too. Sprinkle the money line.
All right, I'll join you.
I don't know.
Kid.
I think
Yes.
I think Washington State's fun this year. I think they're a good team. But,
A lot though. They just played out of their mind against Bradley. This is a letdown. Vandals, let's go.
I don't know if it's a letdown. Like, were they really getting up like tremendously for Bradley? Like, it's still a
They were a dog. They were a dog at home.
I know. I'm and the cocktail napkin, for what it's worth, has Idaho at 11. But I liked what I saw. I was really impressed by Washington State. So I'm going to lay it. But I do acknowledge that the coaching angle here is.
This guy makes that point and then lays it.
Yeah. I was asking, I don't think 15.5 is enough for that angle. Like, you could be up 25 and you call off the Dogs and you win by 21.
It's game 3 of David Riley too. Let's go, Vandals. I like the money line.
Isn't it game? Yeah. Isn't it game 3 of Fribble too?
Dog. You got to lay 15.5 in your third game.
Life Pacific is taking on San Jose State tomorrow night. We don't have a line on that, just like we don't have a line on Southern Oregon and Idaho State. But
sorry,
they're out there to watch,
around.
folks.
It's not his third game.
Final game on the slate. These Boston Terriers catching 23.5 at UCLA. This is on the Big Ten
we don't
Network.
have shouldn't we have 2 games left here?
What am I missing? What did I fuck up?
Pacific Hawaii.
Oh, you know what?
Hawaii plays again tomorrow.
You know, it's my fault because I think that game starts at midnight, so that's why I forgot. We'll just. I didn't build a slide because it starts the next day. Okay, well, let's do this. UCLA's laying 23.5 in Westwood against Boston.
Crazy line. Give me.
I'm gonna lay it. Mac?
I was torn. I think I'm going to take the points, but I'm not betting this one.
Bieniek, you're taking the points, correct?
Yeah, I'm taking the points. I don't feel confident laying that many points with this UCLA team right now under Mick Cronin. Like, the last 2 years, they haven't really blown out teams like this in the non-con. I'm looking, but the only one was St. Francis on opening night last year when they won by 31. But I'm not comfortable enough laying the points here. I'm going to take the points with BU.
All right, the final game on the slate, Pacific heading all the way across the Pacific to Hawaii.
The hard
ticket to Hawaii. It's not paradise all the time. It's a hard ticket to Hawaii.
Hawaii's laying 4.5.
It's the same line. It's tonight.
Tonight was 5.5, but yeah.
That's crazy. I don't view Pacific and San Jose State kind of on the same level here. I think Pacific's actually better than San Jose State. They won by 13 the other night on Friday.
I'm going to lock up Hawaii minus 4.5. Mac?
We'll have a battle tomorrow night on the show. Give me Pacific. They're winning.
Stand alone. We have to. Stand alone.
Yeah, I think Dave Smart and Pacific goes in here and they go 3-0 in this little shindig.
We got a little battle. Standalone game.
Double lock against the single
Hello?
lock.
You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
And for what it's worth, I think Pacific wins the game.
Mac, Noah, on them Tigers. Dundee, the Rainbow Warriors. Let's go, folks. That is our show. Favorite plays of the night? I would say let's go with the fucking Long Island Sharks as one of them.
You're going to do that on Veterans Day?
You're damn right I am, because I'm a veteran of betting this fucking Shock team and dominating, getting cash left and right. The second one will be McNeese State plus 20.5 points that I'm seeing right now. Forget what we called it out on the show. And the third and final one. By the way, I see a Mercer 8.5 out there right now. I will lay the 27.5 with Iowa State. Mac, fire.
You're gonna hate me. Butler is one of my favorite ones tomorrow night. This is the one they put it together like Villanova off the actual by-game loss. Chattanooga is probably up there as well. And then my third, I would probably say I had one circled. Jacksonville at Furman. I think Jacksonville's live to win that game.
Bieniek?
My favorite play tomorrow is Texas A&M minus 30.5 against Lamar. I think that's a beautiful spot of a team that we are looking to buy and a team that we're looking to fade on the cocktail napkin. Actually, was it 30.5? It was 23.5. 30.5 was my number. So I wrote down the wrong number here on my notebook. 23.5 Texas A&M.
I do love that play.
Second favorite here was Iowa State minus 27.5. That was a triple lock of ours. And like I said, they just typically, it's tradition under Otzelberger. They blow the fuck out of these teams. And then Gardner-Webb, 2-0 against the spread, plus 18.5. I think it's too many points. They cover that easy.
There we go, folks. Give Noah Bieniek a follow on Twitter at NoahB77_. Moneyline Max on Twitter at Moneyline_Mac. I'm on Twitter at TheColbyD. Make sure you check out all of our other stuff. The Ryan and Rush Show, the Big 12 college experience, the college football experience, the FCS college football experience, the college baseball experience, and don't forget the sports gambling podcast.
Pre-game shows are back too, by the way, guys. 6 p.m. Eastern every day, Monday through Friday.
That's what I'm talking about.
They were like a hobo on a ham sandwich. They were going hard.
That's what they're doing with that pregame show. So make sure you check it out. All right, folks. Once again, for the dog information, anyone out there in the North Carolina area, let me know, because I'm trying to figure this out. When I call a shelter and they tell me the answer I heard earlier, I said, "The fuck is that?" So please, if you can, let me know information. Let's find these great pups a home. Till next time, this is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours, and we out of here.
Yeah, it's got me thinking about the good shit the minute that I seen you grill again. It made me good trip, good dog the mind back like dog but wind that. Man, I didn't get mad when you near me hit me can back, but the comings on was strong. Now my shit's coming along, you know the song. The truth is I'm pretty much on fire again. It's heating up for real, I'm alive again. And that's the attraction factor. Vancouver, Michigan with my rap disaster. Yeah, you know you want it how you want it. No need to trip cause I got it, got it. It's all yours and the extras too. All the super music and the sex for who? Just get it straight cause you caught me in a good mood. Let me demonstrate what this time of year could do. Sing it.